All right, I'm going to jump right in, and then I know people will be coming in as I do that. Empaths, have you noticed you care deeply about someone without carrying them? Stop carrying their emotional weight. I like to call it emotional weather because it's so unpredictable. So it's yeah, it's not our job to carry other people's emotional baggage. And when we do that, it's exhausting. We all know this. We don't always know why or how we do it. So, like the moment you feel yourself or you feel the energy change in the room, you've said something, you spoke your truth, whatever you did for you, and someone else had a reaction to that. And then you step in to either energetically, emotionally regulate, over explain, try to soften it, try to make it better for them. Because we felt it. We felt their energy. We felt it shift. Welcome to my channel. My name is Marty Forrest. I am an empath master, a Blu-ray grid worker, light worker, lots of labels. And I love to work with other people and assist you in stepping into your empath mastery. We came here on this planet to learn how to do that, to learn how to be an empath master, mastering our energy, our emotions, our feelings, not as a way of control, but as a way of being a master of our own selves, instead of being the emotional weather, being buffeted around like a leaf on the wind. Whatever comes, you're reacting and you're adjusting and course correcting for other people. I am Speed. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Or good day, wherever you are. How about that? I was talking to someone this morning in, I believe, India. And it's evening time there. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Talking about stop emotionally regulating everybody else's emotional weather and carrying it for them and trying to fix it for them, right? It's the subtle ways when we walk into a room, we feel the energy, and we start to adjust to the energy, trying to regulate it. When you become the tuning fork, you've mastered your own space and energy, then the environment adjusts to your energy instead of you adjusting your energy to the environment. Which, by the way, is really, really exhausting. When we learn how to be masterful in our own space with ourselves as an empath, highly sensitive, then we stop tracking other people. We stop coming in on guard, right? Looking for the place where we're needed, or we require it of ourselves to step in and regulate the environment. What would that be like? What is it like when you stop attracting, when you stop tracking your environment or the people in your environment? I can tell you, when I stop tracking it, I have way more energy. I stop feeling exhausted and constantly on guard. I can actually be in the flow instead of looking for the next thing that might come at me or where I need to go and regulate that person or that situation. It's not our job. We've been taught that. We've been taught to do that. Consciously or unconsciously, we do it. And that doesn't mean I never do it. It means I'm 90% don't. I would say 80 to 90% don't do that. I don't have to do that anymore. And it's taken the moments to regulate the nervous system so that I don't feel like I have to, because that's where I'm wired for. Does that make sense to you? Questions? Say hello if you are here. I'm not, I'm not seeing any more comments, so. What happens when you become the tuning fork? That's what I call it. I have a tuning fork, right? The tuning fork tunes you. You touch the tuning fork and it vibrates and changes. It changes the frequency in the environment. Not because it's regulating anything, but because it's a high vibration. And so whatever's lower than that attunes to this. So if you imagine yourself as a tuning fork, you walk into an environment and you just touch the tuning fork and the environment starts to adjust. Instead of looking at where you need to regulate or where you need to change how you're feeling or who. I always scan the room. Where do I fit? Where do I belong? Where can I go and hang out and feel safe? Who's the person I'm going to connect with? I would just hang back where there was a lot of people. I would just hang back and look and see where I fit. I thought it was strange. And I realized that's just what I would do. That was normal to me. Then I met other people that were doing the same thing, and most of us were empaths. And now I don't have to do that. And when we become that tuning fork, there are people that are going to just move away, and then there's people that are going to be really attracted to us. I have noticed the the more leaks that I have stopped having, I was going to say plugged, thank you for the like, of my energy field. And let me just give you an example. Because there were a couple situations where somebody wanted me to engage with them in a certain way in the relationship. And I said, no, I'm not available for that. I'm not available to emotionally regulate you. So backstory, I started doing that with her. And then when I stopped, it just progressed until it ended. She ended it in a very nasty way. And then now wants me to regulate what she did. Like, absolutely not. But it took a minute for me to get there because it was painful. I had my own process to work through from what she had said. So it's not my job now to step back in there and regulate or process her trauma. Can you relate to that? Like, it's not your job. It's not your job to go back and fix it. They say some shitty thing and then I'm supposed to go back and help them regulate themselves and process their own stuff. No. The rules changed. I stopped doing that. And when I stopped doing that and I said, no, I'm not available for what you're asking. So just exhale. And I felt like I like have so much space and I have so much freedom and I'm so light, much lighter. What an amazing feeling. And that's happened a couple times. People that I started in the relationship a couple of years ago, probably, maybe 3. And I was regulating, very unconsciously, regulating their energy, helping them process. And then when I'm like, this is not working for me. People don't like it when you change the rules. When you stop regulating their emotional disruptions or weather. I like to call it weather because the weather can be so unpredictable. Oklahoma, wait 5 minutes, it'll change if you don't like what it is right now. So our emotions can be the same way, but it's not my job to then regulate someone's feels like that. It's not yours either. And then, so I said, no, I'm not doing that. And then I saw that person at a meeting And I spoke about her. I was totally authentic about it. Just watching her grow and change. And almost a week later, she thanked me and then was telling me, between me and you, and I felt like you can feel the tentacles. You can feel the hook trying to hook in to where can I hook in, or where will she buy back into my stuff? She's unconscious about that, but I'm not. And I felt it right away, and I just did not go there. Didn't acknowledge any of that. Where she was trying to hook back in. So how many people are in your life that do that? Are you unconscious about it, or now you know? It's super uncomfortable when you start to set those boundaries. We're not used to doing that. The clearer you get, the less you have to speak them. That's what I've noticed. There are still some places, like with that person, I said it to her. Like, I'm going to tell you I'm not available for this. And then when she did it again, I'm like, I didn't even answer it. I just didn't even talk about it. Just ignored it. Because I'm not available for that. And I got to decide, right? I decided I'm no longer available for that. And when you decide what you're available for, watch how your energy opens up. And then that people come in, like we're in a more receptive state. It's such a strange paradox. Yeah. When we're grounded in ourselves, I'm talking about grounded detachment. That's what this is in this situation. I'm grounded in me, and I'm detached from the situation. I have no skin in the game with that. I'm not invested there. But so many of us, and a lot of my life, I'm not speaking like I've had this handled for 25 years. I'm maybe 5. And it keeps getting refined. And when it's like detaching with love. It's not that I don't care. It's that I'm not attached to that person. I'm not attached to whatever they're going through. I can step back here, stay in my own field, my own energy, and let them have their journey without participating. And if I do participate, I choose how. What are my terms of how I'm going to participate in this relationship? So many times, most of our lives, I would say most of our lives for most of us, or many of us, as highly sensitives and empaths, have been just on the reaction end. That's all we did was react to how someone's energy was shifted, how their facial expression shifted, how my husband does this thing with his body and he kind of just collapses in. So you see those things, and then we're in it. We want to fix it. We want to smooth it over. We want to soften it. We want to make it easier for them. We want to not hurt their feelings. Looks and sounds like people pleasing, but it's us trying to regulate, and we're trying to regulate our own nervous system because we don't like the discomfort. And that's what we've been taught and trained to do. There's no fault in any of this. It's what we know how to do until we learn. I don't need to do that. I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to be overachieving, which I've done a lot of my life, overachiever. I just get to feel it without taking it on. I don't need to be the sponge. It's not, let's say it's not my job, but it isn't my job, but it's not even about that. It's learning how to not be the sponge. It's learning how to be your own entity in your own field, in your own energy. So for a lot of our lives, when we didn't know, I didn't know I was an empath. So I was very enmeshed in my environment and the people in it. I didn't know where I ended and the world began. And when I don't know where I end and the world begins, then I have no way to regulate myself because I'm busy trying to regulate everything around me. Because that's what I think I'm supposed to do. That's what I learned, what I was programmed to do. And then suddenly I'm like, oh, in the beginning it was, I'm really codependent and I'm just this contortion, pretzelized people pleaser. That's what I could say. I didn't, because empath wasn't a thing until now. I mean, it's highly sensitive. This has been the last, 25 years or so that's really become a conversation and an understanding. Alfie, hi. Welcome. If you like this, I'm good. If you like this, subscribe. Turn on your notifications. I'm normally here on Saturdays, and I'm leaving this afternoon to head out of town for the weekend. So, yeah. So, check it out. Subscribe for it. Turn on notifications. Normally here Saturday mornings. I'm talking about how we can care about people and love them without carrying their weight, their emotional weight. We don't have to emotionally regulate them. And then how when we're detached doesn't mean that we don't care. It means I love you and I care about you and you can have your own experience. That's the bottom line. That's like the essence of it. But I grew up thinking that it was my role. My role is my responsibility to fix it or to save them or to rescue them, because that's what I did. And now today I understand I've been trying to regulate and keep myself safe by keeping the environment safe. It's impossible. It's super exhausting. And we get all kinds of stuff. People get what we call empathic illnesses because we've taken on other people's energy and we've never discharged it. We don't know how. We didn't know how to take care of ourselves. And so when we don't, we become very, very exhausted and sick. So if you're here, that's what we're doing. We're learning how to regulate ourselves, reset the nervous system. And then when we become the tuning fork, the environment adjusts to our energy and our frequency instead of us adjusting to it. And we become I've said it backwards so many times, the thermostat. Like I set the temperature instead of adjusting to the temperature. Yes. Yeah, so questions. Anybody have any questions on this or comments on this? Where are you at with this? Some of the things that we do and how we behave are so unconscious, subtle, quiet. I got distracted for a second. So it's today, actually leading up to this point in my life, the ways that I was regulating or overcompensating, over-explaining, softening, they were very, very subtle. They weren't the big, oh, let me step in there and change it with all my words and all my frantic energy trying to fix it. It's that very subtle, let me regulate it. I step in and I say something and then I catch myself and I stop talking. And I just allow the energy to be what it is instead of me trying to rush in there and adjust it. Have a great day. See you next time. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So how do we stay with ourselves? How do we stay centered in ourselves when we are accustomed to regulating other people or jumping in and over-explaining it, trying to soften it, That's where we stay. How do you stay? Stop leaking your energy. I stay present. For example, I was really, really upset. My husband said, I cannot join you there. I said, I'm not asking you to. But he likes to make me laugh. And when I'm upset, sometimes he steps in and wants to make me laugh. And I'm still in my emotions about it. So I don't want to be. Don't try to distract me. And so I said to him, I'm not asking you to step in, but I am asking you to not try to change how I feel. Just felt the energy drop, the temperature dropped, his body language. And then I said, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or piss you off. See, I was trying to soften it. And I stopped talking. And I just let it land. That's how you stay. If you start talking, stop talking. Because you'll realize you're trying to over-explain it, trying to make it softer for them, trying to make them feel better. Stop talking. And then that gets to be where you just don't step in at all. So now I can say something and not try to step in and change it. And how I stay with myself, I breathe. Because it's super uncomfortable in the beginning, right? It's another way of setting some boundaries for ourselves. It's super uncomfortable. But how we stay is we stay present. Because every time we do that, where we step in, over-explain, soften, do the thing we do, we abandon ourselves. Yeah, that's what we do. We're emotionally abandoning ourselves to save, rescue, fix, soften, over-explain, over-function, whatever that is that we do, whatever your thing is that you do. We just abandon ourselves emotionally. So you stay present and you breathe and you feel the discomfort and you allow it to adjust. The relationship's going to adjust. They'll come back. And those that don't, it's just going to be uncomfortable. We don't have to like it. We're not gonna in the beginning. But it gets easier. And this is about honoring ourselves and who we are and what we came here to be in the world. All right. Questions, comments? How's this landing for you? If you want to dive in a little deeper, a little further, reach out to me. You can reach out in here, comment here. If you want to reach out to me in email, if you don't want to, if you want to go further, like where am I telling you to reach out? Marty, MARTI, at empathicsuperpower.com. Let's talk. Just put that in the email. Let's talk, and we'll set up a time. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I'm only seeing Alfie. I know. I have stalkers, right? I'm gonna pull a card before I go. This one's called The Journey of Love. It was the loudest one when I opened where my cards are. It looks like this. Yeah, that's the box. Journey of Love. We're all on this journey together here. I keep trying. Okay, well, let me tend to fly out and one falls on the floor. So I'm gonna hold, here we go. Take this one. The Pearl Threaded. Wow. Oh, I got two. The Bride Offers Herself. Wow, these are pretty. The Pearl Threaded. is this one? Be famous one day if you keep trying. Thank you. It's my very first podcast today. All right, so this is pearls threaded. Look at the connection. This is what I'm seeing. See the threads? We're connected. We're all connected. And it's a number 11, which is the gateway. So it's showing how we're all connected. And then the bride offers herself, number 43. When we stay in our own lane and our own energy field, the bride is about receiving, right? She offers herself to receive. Thank you. These are great cards. So it's about when we stand in our own space, and our own energy, and our own boundaries, our own field, we're open to receive, and we stop resisting, and we stop pushing away because we're trying to fix and change everything energetically. And when we're doing that, we're interfering with other people. We're interfering with their journey. I didn't know that for a long time. I'm like, I don't want to interfere. I don't want somebody to interfere in mine. Anybody give you unsolicited advice? And it's like, why are you telling me that? I didn't ask you for that. Right? That's what we're doing energetically. I didn't ask you to step in energetically. But, I'll send you some healing energy. I'll whatever. And ask. I coach for a job, and I massage sometimes. So this oracle offers you a message. Accept what is being offered now. Whether through challenge or an easing of the way forward, there is a gift of grace from the divine feminine reaching for you now. Allow her in and be blessed. This oracle also heralds a time of importance in relationship. You have been revealing yourself and not being afraid of who and what you are. Sharing yourself in willingness to connect. That's what we're doing. Your vulnerability and beauty is acknowledged and will attract the response you need at the perfect time and in the perfect way. Every bride shall have her bridegroom. Can be interpreted in many ways. It's really about being true to ourselves, being open to receive, being in that vulnerable place. And it doesn't mean vulnerable as in I'm exposing everything about me so that people can step in and walk over me. That's not what that means. Vulnerable is being honest and true and authentic. And then allowing others to be that for themselves. Alfie, stop. All right, lovelies. Alfie's the one here messing around with me. So I do like cars, actually, Alfie. I like old cars. So have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I do respect you. And I will see you here next Saturday. 10 a.m. Central Standard Time is typically the time. I've been good about posting it. So look for the post. Subscribe, turn on the notifications, and I will see you here next Saturday. Have a very fabulous weekend. Namaste.